What we gonna do right now is go back, way back. Shake,
give me your friend. Hey, come on, hey, come on, come on, shake, come on, shake, come on, give me your friend. Hey, come on, because they do the round. Fat girls like do the round. Fat girls, let me see you grind. Fat girls just doing their own thing right there with the fat thing. Fat girls just shaking them thighs. Fat girls don't make it count.
Excuse me.
Baby.
What's up? I thought you was gonna start hanging out with the big girls again. What is all this trash?
But like fat girl, hit the ground, hit it up, and you hear that sound. Fat girl just looking so sweet. Fat girl don't make it deep. Fat girl just shake it, don't break. Big girl, let me see you do it spin. Let go, let me see you touch the ground. Shake it up, just shake it back down. Top beers in the house, burn it all back. Work it, work it, work it, work it, big girl, 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 like you around. Fat girl keep going so quick. Fat girl just move the damn hip. Fat girl get down, don't stop. Fat girl wanna see the pop. Shake it, fat girl, shake it fast. Fat girl nigga wanna see that. Fat girl bounce like a pro. Fat girl don't know what you know. Fat girl shake, see you rip through what? On the web, that's hard part two. Looks in the house, y'all know the game. Fat girl don't have no shake. Shake that up, bounce to the beat. Fat girl shake it, jiggle like me. St. Louis, back to the top. Like I like to do the rap. Work it, work it, work it, big girl, 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 like do the rap. Hey, hey, more hey. Let me hear you say, hey, hey, more hey. Big girls like do the rap. Shake, work, shake, work, shake, work, shake, work, shake, shake, work, shake, shake, work, shake, work, shake, work, shake. To the ground, to the ground, to the ground, to the ground.
Now sick of this. Now I want to show y'all a real show with the big girls.
Oh, fat girl, brought three. Can't hang with 100% beat. Fat girl know the happen, no quit. Fat girl run like you own it. Put your hands on your hips and grip it. Now new, Uncle Luke like it off the that. Fat girl bring the crew to top the climb. If not, I'ma pull the business down. Fat girl bounce hot and stop tripping. If you do get chicken and hot bitch with a lot of rock, come to the night speed. I really shit get the day to wear a tee. Bounce fat girl, show the boys a shot. If you see if the fat or not, don't put fat girl, y'all like the damn let you out. Let me see y'all do the rap.
I'm serious. Where you are? Not ever. Oh, not oh, Britney Spears. Hey, how you doing?
Big girl, 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 big girl.
Oh, but I ain't the little leprechaun. Girl, your wings are so up. You look a mess. All about the big girls. What about the big girls?
Big girl, work it, work it, work. Big girl, work it, work it, work. Big girl, you done suck all the fat off your ass. Yo, what up, y'all? It's truly Uncle Luke. This is another edition of the Luke Show. I love y'all. I'm happy y'all here. I am so happy y'all made it to Monday because I know it is a very difficult day for people who lost football games. If you lost football games this weekend, starting off Thursday, I know it is a very difficult day for you. It was a very difficult weekend for me because my Hurricanes got their ass whooped. What's up, Glow? How you doing, sweetheart? Shouts out to my girl, Glow, straight from TikTok. Glow got a great company. I didn't even know what she had to tell. They had to tell me, put me up on game. Glow has a company where Glow is Glow does hats and shit. I mean, she makes some beautiful items, custom items
I did not know Glow had that fucking talent. Make sure y'all follow her and get you some custom stuff. They showed me last night on TikTok a AKA hat. I mean, that shit was insane. She showed me an AKA hat that she was making for another young lady, and that was absolutely insane. But we got a lot to cover today, people. I'm going to get right into it because I got a short time that I'm going to be on here. We got a lot to cover. And listen, hold on. Why do I have this Marlon hats on? I need to have a Loop Records hat. Let me change this. Let me get into my regular shit. That's where I need to be. I'm gonna just go with Marlon because I started off with Marlon. I'm not the one who quit, but I'm gonna keep my Marlon hat on. We looking good. We're not like all the other teams around here that's looking bad. Speaking of the other teams around here looking bad, let's just get right into it. University of Miami football. I told y'all I was on a week-to-week basis. I told y'all that the coaches was going to find a way to fuck it up. I told y'all that. Everybody was like, Luke, you need to buy in. I was like, yeah, we're 12-0. I think we have a 12-0 team on paper. The schedule we have, we got fucking 8 games at home. 8 games at home and cupcakes on the road. Only cupcake we didn't have on the road was Pittsburgh. SMU was a fucking JV team. There's no way in the world. If you went to that game and you saw the bodies on University of Miami side and the bodies on SMU side, you'd be like, oh, there's no fucking way in the world that University of Miami is going to lose to this shit. I'm sorry. But I always said it, ladies and gentlemen. I always said it. I'm outside. We're live. You got cars coming. Why y'all be having these loud-ass vehicles, and why girls be in the car with people with loud ass vehicles? All y'all got to be crazy. But at the same time, back to this shit here. Back to this debacle. I knew it was going to happen. For some reason in the world, I knew it was going to happen because I said it. I was not sold on Shannon Dawson's offense. I'm not sold on Mario Cristobal's in-game coaching. We've seen it year after year after year after year. Great recruiter. Can't take that away from him, which is not that hard to recruit at the University of Miami because we never had a shortage of talent there. Never had a shortage of talent. And you see him and Lashley going back and forwards because Mario took a lot of swipes at the previous staff, which Lashley was on. Him and Manny Diaz, he took a lot of swipes saying, oh, they ain't got no talent here. I got to bring some talent in. But meanwhile, Lashley took all the talent that was at the University of Miami that Mario didn't say that he said that wasn't talented enough, and he took that talent over to SMU for the past 2 years, and the man only did one thing. Took the same talent and went to the ACC championship in the first year, someplace that we have not been able to get to. And then whoop our ass the second year because they really wanted our ass last year. But fucking SMU fucked that up. Outcoached, outclassed, out everything. Outcoached, outclassed, out everything. Bottom line. You cannot run a fucking dictatorship in football. And football cannot be changed. Football is football. I don't give a fuck about the money part of it. Everybody right now is online trying to make excuses. The excuses are done. It is over. You got fucking Indiana ranked second in the nation. Everything that's happening to the University of Miami is biblical. Now I'm going to reach into the book. I'm going to reach into the good book. It's all biblical, people. Y'all like, what the fuck is Luke going with this? He's not the biblical man, but I really believe in God, Jesus Christ. I believe in the football gods. And when you do wrong to people, you get wrong done to you. When you fuck over local kids for out-of-town kids, you get wrong done to you. Now, out-of-town kids can come in and they can ball the fuck out. They have to prove themselves by beyond a reasonable doubt that they are that it. But not because you're giving them money 2 years in a row. We've given receivers the opportunity to play at the University of Miami and can't get any fucking separation. And then we just looked over the kids that are there right now. That's what they did. You can't be running a narcissistic fucking program. Can't do that. If you learned anything from Nick Saban, you would know. If you coach for Nick Saban and you coached on the Nick Saban tree, you would know Nick Saban go get the best at every position. Every coach is the best at their position. So I'm Nick Saban had Mario Cristobal at fucking offensive line. So Nick Saban had goddamn fucking Sarkis as offensive coordinator and offensive analyst. That's why Nick Saban had Lane Kiffin as a goddamn offensive coordinator. That's why Nick Saban had fucking head coach over at goddamn Georgia. Nick Saban wasn't intimidated by the fact that you knew your shit. Unfortunately, that's the problem at the University of Miami. Keep it a buck. I'm just keeping it a buck. At the University of Miami, go down the roster. Go down the coaching roster. A 1-year running back coach who had a room at South Florida. Before, he had a room for 1 year. He got the job at University of Miami. Before that, he was a fucking GA at goddamn Ohio State. I'm keeping it a buck today. The damn receiver coach did not get one motherfucker receiver last year drafted. I got on the platform and said the receiver coach sucked. Kevin Beard sucked. He's an asswipe. He's a kiss ass. Everybody jumped on me. How dare you can say that? But then at the end of the day, nobody has nothing to say when nobody got drafted. When all fucking Colorado receivers got drafted. Oh, where's the apologies? None. Because that program is too busy doing what? Trying to control the fucking narrative instead of worrying about what's going on in the building. Go to the D-line. Oh, yes. We got a great Hall of Famer D-line coach. Yeah. Glorified high school coach. The man was a high school coach. That was a high school coach with a gold jacket. Did he do a good job with the D-line? Yes. But D. Lou, the guy, one of the two only experienced guys on that staff who has that kind of cachet. Him and Will, the DB coach, and D. Lou. Everybody else is G5 coaches. The offensive coordinator got fired at goddamn Kentucky, went to Houston. He never called plays at Houston. He worked under Dana. Dana calls his own fucking plays and calling plays right now. Asswipe. Then you get the defensive coordinator. I think he's doing a good job for a young guy. But he too is getting out-coached. I'm sorry. 1 year, defensive coordinator, Minnesota. You can be the DC at a blue blood school. Getting out-coached. Mirror ball. Can't run the fucking ball. Oh, everybody else got fired. I want to see if you fire your homeboy now. That ain't finna happen. You running the game, and I said before, the tush kush or the kush push or whatever the fuck you want to call it, it's not going to work. You get 60 yards against the University of Florida, kush pushing down the field. You think for one goddamn minute that these people are going to allow you to continue doing that week after week? Are you fucking serious? This is not the Philadelphia Eagles. This is not the NFL. What did they do? Start cutting everybody. That is what you do when you're defensive coordinator. You cut the fucking offensive line. And so now everybody want to blame it on the motherfucking center. They always look for scapegoats down there. They always throw somebody under the bus. The goddamn offensive coordinator, he threw the running back coach under the bus, rightfully so. The quarterback threw the receivers under the bus. That wasn't a time to throw the receiver under the bus because that was perfectly schemed. What happened to them, that last interception in the fucking Louisville game, that was perfectly schemed. If you go back and look at it, that linebacker walked up on the play side. He walked up on the play side, and they knew exactly where this numbnut offensive coordinator was going with the ball when they gave him that look. It gave him that look off over here, tight end right here. We know the tight end going to drop to the flat, into the boundary, and he's going to throw it to him. We're going to give him that. We're going to give him that candy, and let's see if he take it. Because we know this Numner offensive coordinator so much. So they took the fucking linebacker on the backside, dropped him up under the hot on the play side, and he booked that bitch. And everybody threw Carson back under the bus. Can't run the ball on the goal line. 4th down, 4th and 1. We run the bitch right up the fucking middle. Got to take a field goal with this big ass offensive line. That's bad coaching. I'm sorry. That's bad ass coaching. That's horrible fucking coaching. I'm on the Lane train. I don't give a fuck about no Florida. I don't give a fuck about no LSU and all that shit. Man, go get me Lane Kiffin. Jose Mas and the brothers, it's time. The goddamn AD, it's time. After 4 years, it's time. I know, listen, man. Listen. I know y'all love the coach because he's Cuban. But I can tell you one thing. All my friends and all my Cuban buddies in Hialeah, all my Cuban buddies all over Miami, Florida, this shit is unacceptable to them as well. So it ain't about a race thing around here that you get to keep your job because you're Cuban. And I think that's a lot of people thinking that. I think there's a lot of people in Coral Gables thinking that. A lot of people think the Moss brothers are on that. Well, I'm here to tell you, Moss brothers, look, the shit y'all got around here, boss, the developments that y'all got around here, y'all got these developments because of all people. Y'all got voted these developments because of all people, black, white, green, purple, and everything around here. You don't build that stadium without a black vote. You don't do these affordable housing developments without black votes. So I'm here to tell you, Moss brothers, don't make it, okay, we got to keep this guy because he's Cuban and a Cuban thing. And then when you get another coach, when you get Lane Kiffin in there, I need y'all to have the energy that it's all about Miami. It's Miami first. Because we're a first-class goddamn town. And it's not about what your nationality is. It's not about that. It's not about what your nationality is. It's got to be about Miami first. So my plea is going out to y'all. Y'all the one funding this shit. Now, if it's about, okay, because I heard these stories that it's, University of Miami will always have a Cuban coach. We don't give a fuck. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't separate the town like that. Don't separate the town like that. This town is about the best of the best. My good friend, Francis Suarez, he never separated this town. He's leaving. He's the mayor. He's leaving. He's going off. And I hate to see him go because he made sure that this town was represented and he represented each and every individual in Miami. I hate to see him turned out. Hate to see him turned out. But back to this, man, it ain't about an individual, boss. It ain't about where you come from. Go get us the best. Yes, did we think Mario was the best? He won 2 conference championships in the pack. It was a great story. Bring him back here to Miami and come on down here and come back to your album out. A great story. We expect the best. Gave him 4 years. Couldn't get it done. Y'all gave him a boatload of money to go and buy whoever the fuck you want to buy. $35 million roster. But then what happens? When you give the kid the key to the car, when you get a little kid, the little rich boy, the key to the car, what normally happens? They ain't built for this shit. They become not built for it. They become the individual to do what? They take the car and fuck up the company. Pass the company down to your son, give him all the money, give him all the resources in the world, and then you expect them to do what? Produce. Like Daddy did. It's not happening. It's not happening. This shit needs to be done. It's not happening, people. I'm sorry. And let me tell you something. The natives are restless. The natives are fucking restless. That's where the problem comes in at. You got a problem. I'm pretty sure you got a problem at all these high schools. Can't go over there to motherfucking Central and get no players. Gonna be difficult. In my opinion, it's gonna be difficult for you to get players at Central. Number one receiver at Miami Northwestern is going where? Syracuse. Your home base of Columbus, where Mirabal like to send all the players at. You ain't got nothing over there. The kitchen is empty in that motherfucker unless you're going to get some baseball players. You just fucked up with JoJo Trader at Chaminade. Their best players going to Texas. You got a fucking local problem in high schools with high school coaches. You got a local problem. So I don't see in the foreseen future, because you done fucked over all these goddamn local players on the roster, I don't see in the foreseen future that you're going to be able to recruit well in Miami. Last time I checked, sorry ass Billy took two of the best DBs out of this motherfucking, it went to Florida. Best receivers going to Syracuse. Hello? Are y'all hearing me out here? It's deeper than rap. So where are we going with this? Where are we going with this? It's not football. Football is designed that you compete on the field. There's nowhere in the world Shannon Dawson, in my opinion, the worst offensive coordinator in the history of the University of Miami. I don't give a fuck about this goddamn, he was the best. We had the number one offense last year. I told y'all, you saw that Cam Ward was improvising. He wasn't running that shit. That TVD lost his draft stock. And Carson Beck and TVD looks the same because they're running the offense the way the offense is designed to run. Carson Beck fucked up when he didn't get on the phone and call Cam Ward. Hey, man, how you ran this motherfucking offense right here? How you were so successful in doing this? And Cam Ward would have told him, look at, man, that shit that motherfucker trying to tell you to do, man, you're going to have to improvise. You're going to get good protection. But you're going to have to do your own thing. So what does they do? What does the University of Miami do? We're going to throw the ball to 10 all day. I love Malachi Tony to death. I know his daddy, good friend of mine, mama, great lady. That young man know his brothers, everything. Malachi Tony is a beast. And Malachi Tony is going to go to the NFL and be great. If you ever seen his daddy play, Dayla, a legend. A legend. So it's no secret to us how Malachi was going to be and the success he was going to have. It's no secret to us, JoJo Trader. It's no secret to us, Ray Ray. It's no secret to us, Ruben Baines. All these motherfuckers came in there with the cachet. All of a sudden, some of these kids go to the University of Miami and all of a sudden they get sorry and they can't play. You got to go get a motherfucker from BYU to play over them. And then you got to put these false narratives that, oh, yeah, it's Malachi or Ray Ray. That's bullshit. You got 4 fucking receivers out there. You can put all of them on the field at the same time. This is a football town, Shannon Dawson and Mario. You can't fool us. You can only fool the numbnut fans who don't know football and most of the fans who come in the stadium. You can do that on Twitter. You can do that on Twitter all day. You can fucking rhyme with the narrative on Twitter all day, but you can't do it in the stands. You heard the people booing? You heard the people booing when they try to run this dumbass play up the middle? Because this is a football state. We know more football than M swinging dick on that goddamn motherfucking, on that fucking coaching staff. We know how to run to the outside. We know how to run to the inside. We know how to put 5 wide out there. We know how to put 2 tight ends out there. We know how to use the personnel that we have. Really? Really? You're going to tell us? You're going to bullshit us? No, we're not the ones to be bullshitted. You're bullshitting yourself. But at the end of the day, when people do this dictator shit, they are under the belief that they're untouchable. And so that's why I invoke the people who put the money into the goddamn program, the Moss brothers, because what homeboy doing over there, he feel like he's untouchable. He can do what the fuck he want to do. That's what he's doing. That's what he's doing. Because in football, you're supposed to look at what you got. It's like the military. We don't have tanks. We don't have stilts. We don't have F-15s. We don't have submarines, nuclear shit. We have a whole bunch of shit in our arsenal. And if you fuck with the United States, we got a whole bunch of shit that we can get you at. And that is what you do. That is what you do when you're building a football team. You have an arsenal. And at the University of Miami, they got a motherfucking arsenal, especially on offense. They got an arsenal like a motherfucker, but are they using it? It's goddamn roster malpractice. Roster malpractice. Man, I want to go 5 wide at University of Miami. I got 5 motherfuckers that can run a 4-3. I want to go big. I got 2 tight ends, 9 and 87, that I can go big. I want to go big receivers in the red zone because everybody in the world know that you have to have big receivers in the red zone. That's why it's difficult for little guys to get drafted in the NFL because they prefer big guys because big guys can block, big guys get in the red zone, and they get big in the red zone. We run the same play all day, every day. I said this. This is what I said. We're getting ready to face 3 great offensive minds. Gus Malzahn, we got past him. Then you're gonna cookie cutter. Then you're gonna face Braun. I say these are the tests to decide whether or not we end up going to the playoff or national championship or not. If you can get by these tests, you had Braun, you had fucking Lastly. We failed 2 of the tests, 2 of the 3 tests. Braun and Lastly outcoached us in all aspects of the game, offense and defense. Them motherfuckers just weren't catching the ball in the first half at SMU. They weren't catching the ball. So I say this to say this. I'm Lane Kiffin. I don't give a fuck who in the hell is talking to Lane Kiffin. I say you go get Lane Kiffin, put your bid in, and go get Lane and stop this motherfucking madness. Stop the madness. Do I know Lane personally? Yes, I do. We're trying to win the recruiting war. We're trying to win the recruiting war. And it's all bullshit. It's not about recruit. Yes, it's about recruiting, but it's about coaching. It's about winning championships. And when you have this type of roster, you're 14-14 in the ACC. We are fucking 14-14 in the ACC. Make that make sense. In the motherfucking ACC, and we done spend $35 million a year, more money than any motherfucker in the ACC, and we're 14-14. Isn't that enough? Where's the results? Where the fucking results? What do we do in November? November comes. When November comes, everybody's like, "Oh, why do you want to fire the coach?" Man, look here, man. This is a blue bread town. This ain't motherfucking FIU. It's University of Miami. When you giving all this, what else? What's next? What the fuck is next? Really, please tell me what's next. Where you going for next? You got number one quarterback last year. You're going to have at least 3 or 4 motherfuckers on offense, on defense get drafted. You're going to have 2 motherfuckers on that. I'm talking about first day guys. We probably have about 4 first day guys on this team. So you got 4 first day guys. You got a fucking number one pick in the quarterback last year. You got talent. You got talent. So what we gonna get gassed up for? What the fuck you gonna work me up for next year? So next year, I'm done with this. You've been given the resources, you've been given all the shit, and it's time to move on. Speaking of moving on, let me just say this. Speaking of moving on, it's time to move on to the Miami Dolphins. Another organization I'm upset with. It makes no motherfucking sense that you fire Chris Grier. Makes no sense. Everybody, y'all show y'all true colors on X. That's why I hate X. Oh, get rid of Grier. Get rid of Grier. Get rid of Grier. And I tell everybody, stop for 1 second and tell me if that roster, if that team that Chris Grier field is a sorry-ass team. Every time somebody tell me about Chris Grier, I say, is the Miami Dolphins the Carolina Panthers? Is the Miami Dolphins roster is the New York Jets? Is the Miami Dolphin roster Nashville? Is the Miami Dolphin roster Houston? Nobody can tell me that. They can't argue that. Chris Grier, the general manager, job is to do one thing: bring players, put players on the team. His job is not to coach the team. He did his job. He put the fucking pieces out there. He gave you Waddle. He gave you the running back. He gave you fucking Tyreek Hill. Y'all said y'all suck for Tua, tank for Tua. That was suck for luck. Tank for Tua. He gave you the Tua man that y'all wanted. He built up the offensive line. He gave you, he brought back Mika Fitzpatrick. The man, he had the other DB who went to Pittsburgh. What the fuck is his name? The man stacked the roster up. Somebody hired a 12-year-old to be a leader of men. And I said that day one. As soon as they introduced this coach and he got on the microphone, he was like, yeah. I'm like, no, he's not. This is football. You got to be a leader of men. You got to stand up before them motherfuckers and say, look, man, this is what the fuck we going to do, man. And I ain't finna tolerate that bullshit, bro. Yeah, Jalen Ramsey. Thank you, Campbell. Walter Campbell. Walter. Yeah, the man had like Jalen Ramsey last year. Grier did his job. Grier stacked the roster. So it's like all movies, all horror movies, the first person to get killed in the movie is a black person. But Grier been there for 100 years, so I'm not going to say the Dolphins on that kind of shit there. But again, if you're going to book him, you need to book everybody. Book everybody. How the head coach stays and he got his quarterback. You fired Brian Flores because who? Because Tua, he's too tough on me. Oh my God, I can't coach with him. I can't play for him. He's too tough. Flores already told y'all, hey man, I want this motherfucker. I don't want him. Y'all telling me to take him? What people don't realize is that you do interviews before draft time. When they go to the combine, they have an interview. They interview the players, and then they bring them back in for extensive interviews and talk to them and get to know them and go out to meetings with them and go out to dinner with them, and they get to know them and they talk to them and they talk. It's like dating. Before you draft, you date a motherfucker, and you see what the fuck is on their mind. And Flores like, Shit, motherfucker, I've been around Tom Brady. I've been around some great quarterbacks. This motherfucker ain't it. I don't want this motherfucker here. Give me goddamn motherfucking Herbert. I like Herbert because they interviewed all these other people. But no, the fans wanted Tank for Tua. So Brian was stuck been getting Tua. Everybody in the building say we want Tua. And then Brian was like, okay, I'm gonna coach this motherfucker. He know. Well, you know, if you're dating a woman and you know if you raise your voice and she go like, oh shit, she been traumatized by somebody else. So Brian Flores is like, he ain't gonna be able to take my coaching. And this dude ain't tough enough. I already know. Some things happened in the interview that he just did not set well with him. But everybody is seeing it right now. All you fuckers you owe this Brian Flores a goddamn apology. You owe him an apology. But nobody wants to do that. So you book him and then you bring in somebody who can rub to a head. Come on, Tua. I like you, Tua. You brought in a coach to deal with Tua, but not a coach to deal with the team. You brought in a coach for Tua, but not a coach for the team. So what you should have did was hire Mike McDaniel with Flores and give Mike McDaniel a boatload of money to be the offensive coordinator to baby this motherfucker. And then you could have kept Brian Flores and y'all would have been winning. Because Brian Flores is going to keep the team in order. You see what Brian Flores did? He got rid of Mika Fitzpatrick's ass. And look, bro, you ain't with the motherfucking program. You got to go. If you can't play, if you ain't about that life, you can't play here. But you did that. Then the interim coach was Dan Campbell. They're not going to like me over there at the Dolphin facility. I love the Dolphins. I love everybody over there. Trust me, I like fucking Ross. I think Ross, I like Ross. I like the president. I like Marino. I like Nat Moore. I like everybody over there. But I'm going to tell y'all what to do. Same thing I told University of Miami when I told them to hire Lane Kiffin. I'm going to tell y'all what to do. You need to go right now, Dolphins, and you need to hire Alonzo Highsmith. You need to go hire Alonzo Highsmith. He's sitting over there at the New England Patriots right now. He helped build the motherfucking Green Bay Packers. Mario treated the man like shit. That was his worst time ever. So what you need to do is go get Alonzo Highsmith right now. He's equivalent to our good friend over there at the Ravens. Alonzo Highsmith knows football players, and he knows motherfuckers who look like football players that ain't football players. Alonzo Highsmith is a great evaluator of talent. Alonzo Highsmith will work with the organization and help explain to those people in the organization who don't know nothing about football. He will help them explain to them why we getting this guy here. Alonzo Highsmith ain't going to get no soft-ass players. Him and the goddamn head coach will be up in there having a nice little entanglement because he's not going to get no soft players. And see, that was a large part of Greer. If you're the Pillsbury Doughboy, and if you, hey, look here. You see that motherfucker at the Ravens? I don't give a fuck who got the title. Ozzie is the guy who picks the players at the Ravens. And you see the DNA and the type of guys that go to the Ravens, ain't no pussy about them. Because that's Ozzie. Alonzo Highsmith is equivalent to Ozzie. You get Alonzo Highsmith, soft players are not going to go through the door. Soft players ain't coming through the door. I'm going to tell you that right now. So what makes sense in the world, I'm going to tell y'all, I did this with the University of Miami with Lane Kiffin, and I'm doing it with the Miami Dolphins right now. You need to go and get Alonzo Highsmith because you've had a GM and a coach that made this team soft. And we have never been soft at nothing in Miami, Florida, because we are a blue-collar town. regardless of what the hell you see going on South Beach with bed races and food and wine and all that shit is over that bridge. We are a blue-collar town. We are made up of blacks, fucking Hispanics. We are made up of Hialeah, Liberty City, all that shit. Same motherfucking Fisher Island. You motherfuckers on Fisher Island want hardcore shit. Trying to tell you, go get Alonzo Highsmith. They're going to give him all the respect in the world. Ruben Baines. I love Ruben Baines. We get to see his last 4 games. Ruben, don't play in no goddamn bowl game. Whatever you do, don't fucking play in no bowl game. Do not play in the bowl game, Ruben. Don't play in the bowl game. See what happened to McGahee. He played in the bowl game, blew his knee out, lost $30 million, got on a podcast with Neville Shapiro, got barred. Make that make sense. Don't get in a bowl game, Ruben. Sit your ass down. That was my firecracker man. Ruben, I love Ruben Baines. Ruben Baines, I remember him as a kid. I go to his daddy place. They give me the fireworks. I go there every year. Shouts out to Big Rube. Go down there on 27th Avenue. And Lil Rube running around getting the fireworks and shit. Coach Luke, what you need? You got me. To see him grow up to be the man that he is right now, all about business, that comes from his mama and his daddy. They ain't nothing to be fucked up with. They all about that business. That's why I love that young man. He's gonna do great things. He put his body on the line for the University of Miami. Speaking of body on the line, look what Flacco doing over at Cincinnati. For the life of me, why in the fuck Cincinnati ain't fired this coach? Why they ain't fired this coach? I'm like, you had Flacco as your starting day one quarterback. He couldn't throw for 150 yards. He goes to fucking Cincinnati and turn into Flacco, Super Bowl Flacco. This bitch putting up 500 yards. And you got numbnut Stefanski over there as if Flacco couldn't get it done. That's why Pittsburgh head coach, my good friend, I love him to death. I'm coming out to see you. He said, what the fuck y'all just did? Y'all seen Flacco over here. Flacco is good. I don't know about your motherfucking head coach. Flacco lighting this shit up. They about to have a war up in the locker room. Flacco putting up 500 yards, 38, 48, all kind of shit like this. And you would make it think Stefanski, and Stefanski still running around with the midget. No, I can't say that. The little guy. Shouts out to all the midgets, especially the little short lady who used to, the dancer, exotic dancer who used to be with Disco Rick at Diamonds. This man putting up 500 yards a game. And y'all still, I would have fired his ass yesterday. I'd have fired him on the bye week. Fuck that. If I'm the owner, and you and your kids, let's get this shit. Hold on, this motherfucker just got rid of this motherfucker here. But again, the black guy over there is the GM, but he got rid of Flacco when the numbnut Stefanski put Flacco on the bench. So let's keep that a buck. Ron DeSantis said he's not going to go into emergency funds to do anything about SNAP. You know, Florida, we got emergency money. If our people are starving and if the federal government SNAP program does not, want to fund SNAP, we can always go into our emergency funds and we can get our people in the state of Florida some governmental assistance from the state. Damn, I'm choking up in here. Talk too fucking much. We can go and get the governmental assistance. The state can give money to these folks. But Ron DeSantis, the Democrats, he think he is in Washington. Ron, you're not in Washington. You're not in Washington. You're in Florida. You have a bunch of people in Florida, especially college students, who are on food stamps. Ron, majority of white people in the state of Florida, in the rural areas who voted for you, they are on food stamps. You got a lot of seniors. You know, our state is full of seniors. They are on food stamps, Ron. So you're going to let these people go fucking hungry because you think you work in Washington. You don't work in Washington, Ron DeSantis. You are in the state of Florida. And you're getting ready to fuck over the very people who voted for you, thinking that you're fucking over black people. It ain't only black people on food stamps, Ron. Don't believe the news. Don't believe what you see. The mass majority of white people are on food stamps. Then the next majority is college students. We have a lot of college fucking colleges here in the state of Florida, and you know that because you are in control of the board of governors at all these state schools here. You're gonna leave these kids hungry. We got a shitload of senior citizens here, Ron, who need their benefits. And what are you gonna do? You're gonna leave these people hungry with this whole notion that you're fucking over black people. It's not happening, Ron. That's no. I'm not going to sit up here and let you bullshit the goddamn people, because those people are voiceless people and they don't have a voice. Those white people in rural areas, those white people in the trailer parks, they don't have a voice. They can't scream and say, "Hey, look, Ron, we don't have our shit." Why do they have to take the bullshit because you trying to fucking cape, or you trying to run for senator, or you trying to act like you caping for Donald Trump? You acting like, I'm not finna do no emergency assistance in the state of Florida, because you don't give a fuck about the people of the state of Florida, because you want to run for senator. You want to run for Marco Rubio's seat. And if the people of the state of Florida vote for you, they got to be out of their fucking mind. You do some good things, Ron, but you do some asswipe, dumbass shit. You fuck around with the racial line. You think you play like as if it's all about black people. You think you think the mass majority of these people in the state of Florida think that black people are the only one on food stamps, because you see that on the news. The first thing the news do is go find some black people. Oh, your governmental assistance is going to be cut off. No, they never go to rural white areas. They never go to the trailer park. They never go to college campuses and say, "Yeah, I get food stamps." And how is this going to affect you when you can't feed yourself? It's all bullshit, man. Speaking of bullshit, let me just say this. I be on TikTok, right? I've been following the little young girl on trial in the Julio Fulio case. I don't know what the fuck happened. I don't know how it happened, why it happened. I ain't got no dog in the fight. I don't know nothing. I stay out of that. I just hate to see young people die, and I hate to see young people go to jail, because I know they have so much more to offer to life than get in these situations. But I'm looking at this young girl get on the stand and testify in her own defense. And that girl is so fucking articulate. The girl's articulate. The girl's smart as fuck. Shouts out to my man Groove. I know they told you to come up in here because I'm crucifying Mario and I'm crucifying the whole staff. I want everybody fired. I want everybody in the back room fired. I want the whole shit fired. I want new coaches. I'm on the Lane train. Y'all need me to get on the phone and call Lane? I will. Keep on going back to that. But this young girl, I looked at her testify in her own defense. But let me go back to the case. She was convicted of manslaughter, which I don't know how they got to that. She never pulled a gun. She never manslaughter in the state of Florida, carried 5 to 10 years. But this is the interesting part of the case that I'm trying to figure out. The entire case was about her being with some guys who allegedly killed another guy. those guys who allegedly killed another guy had not been tried and had not been convicted. So they're having a whole fucking trial saying that you were with these people who killed this guy. You were with these people who killed this guy. And these people who killed this guy. But those people had not been convicted. How can you have a trial and say that she was with some people that killed somebody who had not had a trial and who had not been found guilty of a crime, but you put this little girl in jail on the pretense that these people killed him? So what the fuck happened to everybody day in court? That's what I'm trying to figure this out. I'm like, did I miss something? So I kept going back and like, I'm looking at the court and I'm looking at this. Yeah, you were with these guys who killed this guy, who went over there and killed this guy and did this and did that and did that. Now, I don't know. They still got their day in court, but they never got convicted yet. They never went to trial and the court found them guilty. They were all going on the fact that this girl was, how could you have a trial like that? How could you have a trial? She should have been tried. She should have been tried after these people if they were found guilty. And then you can say that these people committed this crime and whether or not she was a party to, they tried her first. And I'm like, what the fucking numbnut lawyer she got? What kind of numbnut lawyer she got? You can't, I would have been in the courtroom. I would have been sitting there, hey judge, hey judge. These people, there's nobody found guilty. So she could have been in a room at the hotel or hanging out with a whole bunch of people that did not get found guilty. What if them people get found not guilty? And the girl is so articulate. The girl is so articulate. This little girl is so, I'm sorry, I can't put all that, it covered my face. This little girl is so fucking articulate. This girl should be like, I'm looking at her, this girl has a whole life to live. You know, I know they're going to give us some time, but this fucking judge, I don't like this judge. This judge already want to hang her. This girl has a future. This little girl this young girl has a future. She is smart. They can't rattle her. I mean, this girl, man, I hate to say it for her. But I hope this young lady get another trial. I hope somebody give her another trial and weigh some of these situations here. And if she gets another trial and if she got to do her time, that she gets rehabilitated and come out. And I think this young lady could be a very productive citizen in the United States of America. I think she has a whole lot to gain because she needs to understand. And somebody need to tell her, that young lady, you could do better. You could be better. So I'm going to leave that alone right there. But ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to say thank you for another edition of the Uncle Luke podcast. And I'll see you guys on Wednesday. Have a good time. Peace, love, and happiness. Groove, you're in here, Groove. You want to give you something, Groove? Let me give you something, Groove. Let me give you another University of Miami note. I'll give you another thing, another note. This was something y'all might not know. So, you know, when I'm gonna fuck y'all up with this one here. No, I'm gonna give it to you on Wednesday. I'm gonna give it to you on Wednesday. Come back Wednesday. I'm gonna give y'all some shit that y'all ain't never heard that's gonna blow your mind on Wednesday. Tune in. I'll holler at y'all. I love y'all. peace, love, and happiness. Hey, take us on out of here. Take us on out of here. Take us on.
Pull out the stick, come shoot that. Booty poke out like a book bag. Booty poke out like a book bag. Pull over ass too fast. Carisha gonna bring that Uncle Lou back.